Hey guys, welcome back to the Mind of Brandon, and welcome back to a new Thursday Theory. As indicated by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about why blue states have higher crime and poverty than red states. So the inspiration for today's video is a comment that I received on a previous video of mine titled, "Trump Supporters, When Was America Great?" And this was a question that I received on that video. Someone was asking, why is it that the states that voted blue at the last election have higher rates of crime and poverty than the states that voted red? Now, I'm not sure why this individual asked me this question, but it is an interesting question. Like, why is that? But of course, I had to fact check them to see if that's even true. And well, so far I'm actually having trouble confirming that that is the case. I mean, I'm like, doing, typing in the search engine, looking for, states with higher crime rates, states with higher poverty rates, blue states versus red states, just looking for, images, maps that like bring up demographics, that sort of thing, right? And, yeah, like I was noticing, okay, yeah, there are some blue states that have higher crime than others, but then there's also blue states that have really low crime. So, I was really actually having trouble confirming this statistic. But who knows? Maybe the individual who left this comment, maybe they have better sources than I do. I don't know. Right. So for the sake of today's video, I'm willing to assume or at least pretend that maybe there's something to this, and let's just go ahead and speculate on why that might be. Okay, if it's true that blue states do tend to have higher rates of crime and poverty, why might that be? So operating on what might be a false assumption that these statistics are correct, it's possible that a state might be made bluer by the fact that it has higher rates of crime and poverty. Okay, if there's higher rates of crime and poverty, people might decide, there's all sorts of problems in the world. We got to do something. So they develop kind of more progressive values. That's something I tend to see associated with the blue side of things. The concept of being liberal or progressive, something like that. And so, yeah, it's easy to see how having higher rates of crime and poverty could lead to more progressive type values. People just seeing all these problems and just like wanting to do something to solve them, okay? That being said, it's also totally possible that it works the other way around. That because states are bluer, that results in higher rates of crime and poverty, okay? So basically, because people have more progressive values, they're not as happy with the way things are. They don't jive well with the system as it is. This may lead to them making decisions that will impoverish them, or even lead to criminal activities. So that's another possibility. Let's look at the red side of things a little bit, okay? So when I think of the red side of things, I tend to associate that with people who are just kind of more content with how things are now, and they get worried when they hear people start talking about messing with that, changing things. It's like, come on, why mess up something good, right? So we might be looking at a situation where a state is made redder by the fact that there's lower rates of crime and poverty. Okay, if there's lower rates of crime and poverty, then they might be feeling like, hey, we got things pretty good. Why are people talking about changing things? This is fine. Okay, this is better than what we saw in the past. Right? But it's also possible that a state could be made to have less crime and poverty because it's redder, right? If people are content with the way things are, why are they going to make decisions that are going to lead to their impoverishment? Why are they going to fuck it up by committing crimes. So I think what we can deduce from this is that if a place has higher rates of crime and poverty, they've got a better reason to have progressive values. If a place doesn't have as much crime and poverty, they've got a better reason to be more content, to not want to fuck things up. So there's a place for being content, and there's a place for wanting to make progress. Okay? It's not good versus evil. You gotta factor in context. Don't get me wrong. It's entirely possible this all started with a false premise. I mean, even just operating with the premise that the red side of things is more content with how things are now, that by itself might be a false premise, because the red side of things that voted at the last election, who did they vote for? They voted for the guy that says we're going to make America great again, which seems to imply America's not great right now, but once upon a time it was. There's some past greatness we want to return to, right? So it's kind of a confusing subject matter. But it's definitely an interesting subject matter that's worth talking about. So do have fun down in the comment section. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with other people. If you're interested in watching my future videos, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one, guys, and peace.